Shavua Tov Rabotai. We are continuing with our Mishna Yomi Masechet Sotah. We are up to Perek Zayin Mishnah Gimel. Today's Mishnayot should be Le'elu Nishmat Neria ben Svetlana Ranbai Eliyahu ben Burchai Israel of Chana bat Miriam Sason ben Raya and Yoshua ben Shifra Menuchatam began Eden Amen and Le'avdir ben Chaim lechaim v'derefua shelemav Daniel Shalom ben Rosa betoch Shach Chulei Israel. This Mishnah presents a source for the first law taught in the previous Mishnah, Mikra Bikurim Ketzad. How do we know that the reading of the Bikurim passage must be in Hebrew? Ve'anita ve'amarta lifnei Adonai Elohecha. The Torah states in Dvarim chapter 26 verse 5 regarding this passage, you shall speak up and say before Hashem your God. Ule'alan hu omer ve'anu alviim ve'amru. And in another place where the Torah discusses the blessings and curses recited at Mount Gerizim and Mount Eval, it says the Levim shall speak up and say. This is chapter 27 verse 14 in the book of Dvarim. By using the same word speak up and say in both places, the Torah creates a link, a gzera shava, between the two subjects. This link teaches Ma aniya amura le'alan b'lashon hakodesh, just as the speaking up that is mentioned there in regard to the blessings and curses must be done in the holy language. Avkan b'lashon hakodesh, so here too the speaking up of the Bikurim passage must be done in the holy language. Now, the commentaries explain the speaking up mentioned in the passage of the blessing and curses that it must be done in Hebrew is derived from another gzera shava, another linkage. The word kol, voice, appears in connection with the blessings and curses in Dvarim, chapter 27, verse 5, and also in connection with the giving of the Torah in Shemot, chapter 19, verse 19. This association between the two subjects teaches that just as the Torah was given in Hebrew, so must the blessings and curses be said in Hebrew. And that is in a Mishnah Gimel. Mishnah Dalet discusses the source for the second law taught in Mishnah 2, Chalitza Ketzad. How do we know that the Chalitza statements must be said in Hebrew? Va'anta ve'amra, because the Torah commands in the book of Dvarim, chapter 25, verse 9, regarding one of those statements, she shall speak up and say, Ule'alan hu omer ve'anu alvim ve'amru. In another place where the Torah discusses the blessings and curses out at Mount Gerizim and Mount Eval, it says over there in Dvarim, chapter 27, verse 14, the Levim shall speak up and say, Ma ani amura le'alan b'lashon hakodesh. This gzera shava teaches that just as the speaking up mentioned there with regard to the blessing and curses must be in the holy language in Hebrew, avkan b'lashon hakodesh. So here too, the speaking up of chalitza must be in the holy language. Now, according to the next Tana, there is no need to learn this law of chalitza from a different subject because it can be derived from the passage of chalitza itself. Rabbi Yehuda says, the Torah states regarding Chalitza in the book of Dvarim, chapter 25, verse 9, she shall speak up and say so. This can be read to mean that she must say it just so, in the way it is written in the Torah. Which teaches that her statement is not valid unless she says it in this language in Hebrew. Even though the word so is part of the Yivamah statement, so is done to the man who will not build his brother's house, Rabbi Yehuda holds that it can also be interpreted as belonging to the previous part of the verse, she shall speak up and say so, meaning in this way. Although this is only one of the statements made in the Chalitza ceremony, the same law applies to the other two statements as well. And that is in Abotai of today's Mishna Yomi. Everybody should have a Shavua Tov. Baruch Adonai Leolam. Amen v'amen.